Introduction to Python. What is Python? In this lesson, we are going to know why is Python is important, why history of the Python, why the Python is general purpose language, limitations of the Python, what is yes, a Python implementation, Python publications, Python versions, Python real time difference between the software and architectures. Why is Python? Python is currently the most widely used multi-purpose high-level programming language. Python allows programs in object-oriented and procedure paradigms. Python programs generally are smaller than other programming languages like Java programs have typically relatively. Python language is being used by almost all tech giants companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, Dropbox, etc. Introduction. Python is a high-level interpreted general-purpose programming language. It designs philosophically emphasizes code reliability with the use of significant indentation. Python is dynamically typed graph-based collected. It supports multiple programming paradigms including structured, object-oriented, and functional programming. It is often described as a better included language due to its comprehensive standard library. Why is Python? It is one of the best languages when learning to code. If you are new to coding, you are hoping to get someone you know. Python is heavily used in Internet things with the rise of Internet of Things, small to lower devices. Python is instrument in data science and AI arguably. The areas where the Python is the most areas data science is AI. Python is versatile for web development. History of Python was considerably late in 1980s by Guido van Rossum, Netherlands, as a successor of AV programming language. Thus, from that, Python has released 2.1 and 2.7 versions, and latest version is 3.10. It is available freely. Features of dynamic and interpreted and object-oriented and embeddable, extensible, large structured libraries, free and open source. Dynamic programming is the algorithm techniques for solving an optimization of problem, breaking it down to simple super problems to utilize fact that the optimization solution to overall problems depending upon the optimization of the Python. Python is a dynamic programming language. Python is executes each line how to organize DTP problem, identify the problem, clearly express the recursion relations, identify the cases, decide if you want to implement it iteratively or recursively, and memorizable determination time complexity. For example, if you write a simple recursion solution for the Fibonacci series number, here is the example. You can see dynamic programming linear. Why is Python interpretation language? Python is an interpretation language, which means if the source code of Python program is converted to bytecode that is then executed by the Python virtual machine. Python is a different from major compiled languages like such as C, C++, as Python code is not required to build and and link it like code of this language. Python code is a fast develops as the code is not needed for compile and build. Python code can be really executed. This makes the fast development of the cycle. Python code is not vast in execution since the code is not directly compiled and executed. And additionally, layers of Python virtual machine is responsible for the execution. Python code runs little slow as compared to conventional languages like C, C++, and etc. Why Python is general purpose language? Python is a popular computer programming language used to create software and websites, automated process and analysis data. Python is a general purpose language, which it means it may be used to make many various types of applications and it's tailored for any particular issues. Its adaptability and beginners friendly have elevated it to top of the list of the programming languages in use today. According to Redbank study in industry of analysis, it was second most popular programming language among the developers in 2022. There are certain limits for every program must be known to every program while building the programming language to take the full advantage of the program. Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation is an American non-profit organization devoted to the Python programming language, launched on March 6, 2001. The mission of the foundation is to foster development of the Python community and is responsible for the various processes within the Python community, including development, core Python distribution, managing the intellectual rights developers conference, and including Python conference code and rising funds. In 2005, the Python software has received a Computational Origin Award in cutting edge technology. Python implementation. Any implementations of Python should be taken into programming or environment which provides the support of the execution of the written in the Python, C Python, default implementation, and other implementations, JPython, Python applications. Python is a highly versatile. You can use it for both small and complex tasks, and it is used across many different industries, from its more common application and data science, software engineering, environmental like mobile app development, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. The following are the some of the applications of Python: web development. Python can be used to make web application at a rapid rate. Game development. Python is also used to development of interactive games, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Data science and data visualization, desktop graphical user interface, web scraping applications, business applications, and CAD applications. As early discussed, we PSF are updating versions since 1991 by Guido van Rossum. These are the Python implementations versions from 2022 up to 3.10 is the current latest version available in freely Python in real time. Ever since it was created in 1919 by Zoom, Python has evolved and adapted technology to today. It is one of the most popular languages. The use of Python is different across it can be attributed. The following are some of the important application Python. Machine learning and artificial are the center of the attention because they produce the most promising features. We teach the computer to learn based on the previous experience and stored in data. We create algorithms that teach the computers to learn on its own. What is the most popular programming language? Python is the name why support for these domains already available through the libraries such as Pandas, Scikit-learn, NumPy, and many others. Data science. We are all aware that the data science is one of the most desirable skills like market. Data science knowledge is the high in demand. IT, manufacturing, e-commerce, Python comes into play here. Its numerous libraries such as Pandas, TensorFlow, NumPy, SciPy, Scikit-learn, and the extraction of valuable information from the data. Libraries such as Matplotlib Seaborn allows to scientists to focus on data visualization through the graphs and chart. It is not the extraction to say that exaggeration to say that the Python is the first thing to any data science professional should learn. Web development, famously known as go-to programming languages for web development, Python has an implementation role to play in it. Python comes to multiple web development frameworks like Pyramid, Django, and Flask. These frameworks are packaged with standard libraries that allows easy protocol interaction and web scraping ability. It refers to the scraping huge quantities of data, companies execution, customers information, make profitable decisions. Tools like Python, Request, Selenium, Mechanical Soup are the used in Python program for building web scraping application. Thanks to Python's ability to build software that can process large amount of data. This language is clear winning in marketing, web scraping applications, game development. This is the one had to featured in top 10 companies in Python. And why not? Python has time to again display its capacity of contributing to the gaming industry in a massive way. Remember the Battlefield 2, one of the most popular games in the early 2000s. It was developed by using Python programming language. Some of the Python frameworks that are used in game development, including Pygame, PyKira, PyClet, PyOpenGL, Kiwi, Panda G3D, and more. Software development. One of the promise use of Python is that it is used to software developer. Python simplifies the software development process for complex apps. It is used for product management as a support programming language to build control and testing. Desktop GUI. One of the top uses of Python is developing desktop graphical user interface. We know that Python is a simple, stable, easy to learn, open source, and platform to independent programming language. These facts work in their favor of being used for development desktop graphical user interface. Toolkits like Pykit, PyGUI, and Vex Python are the widely used building highly built quality graphical user interface efficiently. Operating system. Python is powerful programming language and and so see when these two are the combined together, many operating systems are developed. These the use of Python creating operating systems come like uh, Uptons and Red High, Anaconda, Favoro, Poise Python. It is today. Enterprise applications. Enterprise applications are used to serve the needs of an organization to rather than individual uses. The use of Python to building the enterprise application done as it is robust language that can handle multiple requests dataset at once. Even though the use of Python varies from one enterprise to another, its core functionality like readability, functionality, scalability remain the same. Enterprise applications are one of the most notable uses of the Python. Python and Odoo are platforms that help in developing such enterprise applications. Education sector. One of the other important uses of Python is developing the online courses and educational programs. It is the used to learn programming language. Beginners like its syntax matches that of English. It's offer in novice standard libraries a variety of resources understanding the languages, thus making the learning curve easier. This is the many reasons why Python is preferred programming language for beginners for the education programming development at both basic and advanced levels. This is the end of the lesson. Thank you. Thank you for patiently listening the course.